Say dozens of people have been killed every day since Syrian forces began their push into eastern Aleppo last month, including Anas al-Basha. Known as the Clown of Aleppo, he chose to stay there to try to comfort children caught in the conflict. His brother, Mahmoud al-Basha, joining us now via Skype from Gaziantep, Turkey. Thank you so much, Mahmoud, for being with us, and I'm so sorry that it's under these horrible circumstances. I'm very sorry for your loss, Mahmoud. First of all, what do you know about how your brother was killed?
My brother was killed by a Russian airstrike targeted al-Basha neighborhood. Actually, the activists there, they found the pieces of the rocket. There is a Russian language written on it. So it was a Russian airstrike, and there is about 15 people got killed, and there is 20 people got injured.
We're showing video right now of your brother with the children dressed up as a clown. The children obviously feeling a sense of normalcy in a besieged city. Tell us about how your brother lived his life and why he decided not to leave eastern Aleppo, even though it was under constant bombardment. I mean, he clearly knew the risk that he was taking.
Yeah. Actually, Anas, he was studying history in Aleppo University, and since he wanted for al-Assad regime, and so he decided to escape and come to the opposition areas. Since 3 years, since 2013, he decided to be as a teacher for the children who decide to stay in Aleppo. And then he discovered his idea to be the only clown of Aleppo, and he started to organizing parties and for the orphans who lost his parents.
It was obviously selfish and a very passionate person. When was the last time, Mahmoud, that you spoke with your brother, and what did he tell you about life in Aleppo and his work working with these children?
Yeah, my last call, it was on WhatsApp. He sent me a voice message. He spent like 30 seconds explaining to me the crazy situation in Aleppo, and then I can hear the sound of the jets, and there is a rocket targeted near to his location in Aleppo, and he was telling me like he was planning to bring bread from a bakery and to giving it to the people who who's staying now in Aleppo city, and he was not able to do any kind of activity since 2 months because the Russians bombing and the Assad regime bombing the city every day in intense bombardment.
I can't imagine how worried you must have been being on the line with him, hearing the bombardments in the background. I mean, did you try to convince him to leave eastern Aleppo? Because many of your family left, including yourself, right?
Yeah, I had a long discussion actually with him before the city became under siege, and like he thought, and we thought at that time, like the international community will not allow to the Russian and the Assad regime to surrounding the city for a long time and to bomb the city in this way. So we thought like it will not take a long time, it will not be like that.
How would you like for the world to remember your brother, who we're calling the Clown of Aleppo, someone who worked to bring some sense of peace and joy to the children? And tell us also about who he leaves behind, because he was a newlywed, wasn't he?
Yeah, Anas, he like I tried to talk with many children in Aleppo who used to stay with Anas, and I asked them like what you feel about him. They said like we used to lose a lot of good people every day, so we have no choice. We always feel sad day by day. There is no more people will give us any kind of hope and happiness in Aleppo city.
You know, you said that you thought the world wouldn't allow something like this to happen, as we're seeing with the civilians under siege, civilians dying every single day, as activists are saying, in eastern Aleppo. And obviously, there's no signs of let up at this point, as the regime is set on retaking the whole of eastern Aleppo from the rebels. What is your message to the world who watches the news, sees what's going on in Syria. Do you feel anger? Do you feel the world has failed the Syrian people?
Yeah, for me and for most of my family and me, we feel like we're completely hopeless about this situation. We are waiting for the national community, international community since 5 years, and nothing happened. Just today they asked the Russians and al-Assad regime to stop bombing Aleppo city too, and they asked for them to make a ceasefire. But that's not enough at all. We saw what happened in the Security Council, how the Russians and China always keep using veto, and this veto always cause the killing a lot of people every day. I lost my brother, that's true, but every day we are losing many and tens of people every day, including children and women and old people.
That's the reality. We really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's not easy to do this, and again, we're very sorry for your loss, and we wish you only the best moving forward. Mahmoud al-Basha, thank you very much for remembering your brother's life with us.